Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're gonna talk all about my September schedule, but you already know we have to recap the August schedule, okay? Because, whew, it was a lot going on and a little bit going on at the same time, okay? So, before we get started, be sure to like the video, okay? You already know. And if you're not already subscribed to the Pristine Posse, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Without further ado, let's get into the tea. Now, as you know, last month I was a line holder, okay? Cool. Actually, let me backtrack. I was a composite line holder. A composite line holder means that, yes, you have trips that are assigned to you, but you also may have reserve days. That's what you call a composite line holder. If you have even one, you're a composite line holder. In this case, I only had 1 day of reserve. My reserve day was from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. However, I did not get called. So, whew, thank God. That was a paid day to sit at home, so that was good. And I pretty much just stayed close by my house, just ran some errands. Nothing too crazy, but I was like, you know what? If I'm on reserve for 1 day, what are the real chances that you guys will use me? Because you can only get 1 day out of me. Also, my seniority is higher in terms of being on reserve than it is as opposed to being a line holder. So there are many people under me that they would have to call before they call me. I'm low-key senior mama when it comes to that reserve life. When it comes to line holder life, I'm definitely new, okay? New, yeah, at the bottom, at the very, very bottom of the totem pole. Now, in the month of August, I had a 3-day that started late. So it was an afternoon showtime about 4:50 p.m. And we had 3 legs. We didn't end until midnight. And then the next day was a late report, like 5, and then we didn't end till about midnight. And the last day we ended around, I believe, 7:30 p.m. Y'all, I have officially realized that I do not like late reports, okay? I'm team no late reports because for me personally, at the end of the day, I am just so tired and cranky. Social battery is at 5%, okay? It is red. It's like, hurry up and get to your room quick as possible. I'm just tired because I've been up all day and like, I don't normally go to sleep at midnight. I'm in the bed by 10. Like 10 is late for me. So having to end work at 12 and then we're in the shuttle and then we get to the room, I'm tired, right? I'm tired, I'm cranky, moody, all that, you know, just like, girl, you need a Snickers. Where's your pacifier? Like, you need to get into bed, okay? Y'all wanna know what's even more crazier? Once I get off the plane, and let's say it's a late ending, like between 10 and 12:30, right? By the time we get in the shuttle and I'm talking to my crew members, we have a little kiki, a little chat. Once we get to the hotel and I get to my room, why do I suddenly have energy? I suddenly have a burst of energy and then I'm hungry, okay? I start snacking on foods that's supposed to be meant for food on the plane, okay? I want to go downstairs and see what they have in the little lobby area, grab some chips, grab a little ice cream cone, just doing too much. And typically on a normal day, I'm not a snacker, especially not at night. So it just messes up my whole schedule. Also, I was on reserve for a long time and I basically trained myself to be a 5 a.m. girly, you know? 5 a.m., 6 a.m., those are my 2 little hours that I'm gonna get up. So even when I do have a late report, I'm still up at those times, either running errands, working out, just being productive. So then when it's time for me to go to work, I'm starting to get a little bit tired. And then when we get to that last flight, I am nice and over it. Honestly, late reports are for people who don't like to wake up early. Like if you're not a morning person, late reports are perfect. That's number one. Number two, people who commute. So that means the commuters have more chances to get there before work versus having to show at 5 a.m. and that means you have to get a hotel or get a crash pad the night before so you can show up to work. Also, a late commute is best for those who like to go out, go to the bar or club, wherever we are for our overnight and just want to go out and explore the nighttime scenery, maybe with your crew or with other people you may know. So in that instance, that's when a late report would be convenient. So now that I know that, moving forward, starting October and on, I'm going to always ask to just have early report times and end early, because I'd rather do that than to start late and end late, because I'm just too cranky for that. Let me know down in the comments what you guys prefer. Early morning report time between 4 and 7 a.m. and in between 1 and 3 p.m. or start around 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. and end at about 10 or 12 a.m. Let me know, you early show or late show? Let me know down in the comments, chat me up, of course. Now with my August schedule, I was able to exchange things with other people. I was not able to drop, so that sucked. Okay, we don't have enough reserves in Dallas to drop trips, so that sucks. However, I was able to exchange trips and other line holders picked up my trip, so I had some days where I was off. So I had a time period where I had a 4-day and then 5 days off and then another 4-day. Right when I had the 4-day followed by 5 days off, during the 4-day was when I was notified that my grandmother passed away. So in the midst of getting ready for the funeral and things like that, the next week I did request off for bereavement. So with my company, we do get 3 paid days off, and then we can take up to 5 unpaid days off, but it has to be all consecutive. And of course, I already had days off prior without knowing that I was gonna have to go to a funeral. So I just opted for the 3 days paid, and then after that, return to work so that I'm not losing too much money on my check. Let me know down in the comments, how many days would you have taken off? Do you feel like 3 days of bereavement is enough? Would you want to take the whole 8 days with the 5 days unpaid? How would you have split that up? Let me know in the comments as well. And also at your company, if you're also a flight attendant, how many days do you get off? Now, I do want to say, as a line holder, if I was in a different predicament and I needed more days off, because I am a line holder, I could essentially sell my trips to other people so they could pick it up for me without having to call out or use any of my excuses. But then I would just be missing out on money on my paycheck. But that is another option as a line holder, versus if I was on reserve, then I would only be able to use the bereavement or essentially call out and use my excuses if I had any available, but I wouldn't have an alternative option. So I will say that's an extra benefit to being a line holder. Also, when I say sell my trips, I mean just to post my trips and see if there are any flight attendants who are willing to pick it up. And typically they want to pick it up with some money on it. So I rarely see people picking them up for free. If they do, that's nice, but if they don't, you might have to put, $50, $100, $200, $300 on it so that someone can pick it up, depending on how long it is. Like a 4-day during a holiday, you definitely gonna have to put more than $50 on that. But just all depends what another flight attendant may be willing to pick up. If you're still here with me, please drop a black cat emoji down in the comments for me. Y'all, side note, I still think about that gray cat. If y'all had watched one of my vlogs, there was this gray cat that literally came up to me and was sitting in my lap and all that stuff. And it was such a cute cat. And I don't think I told y'all this, but the next day I was going to actually go see if the cat was out there, because I was like, you know what? I want to keep that cat because it was cute. It was a little pristine gray cat. Like, I was like, oh my God, it was so cute. And when I was gonna go to the same park to see if it was there, it was raining all day the next day. So I was just like, okay, maybe I'll go the next day after that. And then when I went the next day after that, it was gone. I'm like, of course, why would it be here? Because someone was gonna take that cat. It was so cute. Ciao, anyways, enough of the cat talk. Let's talk about my September schedule. If you see me looking down, I'm trying to pull up the schedule right now. Let's see. Wake me up when September ends. Okay, September is probably the only time I play Green Day the most in my car. The only time in September. Okay, all right, y'all, I pulled it up. So I am off every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday as requested, which is great. I'm a line holder, also a plus. All right, and I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 days and 1 3-day. Y'all, I do not like 4 days. I don't like it. Just, you should not be away from your home majority of the week. That's crazy. That's insane. However, one of my 4 days I am going to exchange for 4 locals with a senior mama, and I already put that in the queue to get broken up. Now, I agreed to that, but now I'm thinking about it right now, and I don't know if I really want to drive to the airport every day for 4 days. I mean, I'm gonna do it, but am I gonna be annoyed by the 3rd day? Probably, but it is better than a 4-day because I like to sleep in my own bed and not a hotel bed, especially if it's not a 5-star hotel. Okay, so I do have some cool overnights though. I have a Yuma overnight. I have another Agua Calientes overnight. I have Chihuahua, Mexico overnight. Let's see, I have a Huntsville overnight. I haven't had Huntsville in a long time. And let me see if I see anything else interesting. Santa Fe, New Mexico, Waco, Texas. Some of these are, you know, I've already been there before, so nothing new. Yuma, I haven't been there. Nothing too special with this schedule. I will try to manipulate my other 4 days as much as I can with other crew members by swapping, picking up. We are still low on reserves in DFW, unfortunately, so I'm not able to drop, and that really, really sucks, okay? If you are becoming a flight attendant, you really need to know about the bases that have a high number of reserves, okay? Because when you become a line holder, the more reserves you have, the better staffing, the easier it is to drop trips and manipulate your schedule to whatever you want. And I had it made if I would have stayed in Denver. But I just had to come down to Dallas. I had to come down to Dallas where the reserves are horrible because I didn't do my research, because I wanted to do whatever I wanted to do. And the company put me in a great place to begin with. So yeah, you guys do your research, find out which places have great reserve staffing. With my company, I know Denver is good. Denver is great, okay? Almost #1. And Salt Lake City Those are like two really, really good ones. Really quickly, I'm looking at a trip, right? And I have a whole day in Aguascalientes, and the next day we deadhead back to Dallas. Now, I could technically fly myself back home to Dallas and then the following day just drive to work without using the deadhead trip. Just cancel the deadhead. However, because it's in Aguascalientes, which is in Mexico, I have to pay $70 in taxes to get back home. Now, my question is it worth it to go back home for $70 and be in my own bed and then come back to work the next day at 9 a.m.? Oh, and there's only one flight. So the flight would be at 5 a.m. So I would get to Dallas by 8. And then I would have my whole day and the night in Dallas. And then the next day, I would have to report to work by 9. Is it worth $70 or should I just stay in Mexico? Pristine Posse, let me know down in the comments, what should I do? Take the trip or just stay at the hotel? You're doing too much. Which one? Because I don't know. I would do it if it was free. But $70 has me like, wait a minute. Let me know what y'all would do. That's all I got for you guys for my September schedule. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.